had to do much. Kids in a system that nobody loves. Sitting in bus stations, sun coming up. Nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. All we had was
nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. Da 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 da. I love that sort of back and forth triplet type rapper flow, but sung. And then she had a dope moment here when it was just like a chant. So it's like you have the tone here and you kind of drop down. So you bring the listener in. And then what you do is you use your doubles or your ad libs that you add to the mix just to add a little bit more sort of emphasis, a little bit more accenting to what's going on. And that sort of juxtaposition of like yelling and drop down tones is really, really dope. And she does it right here. I love these lines and I love that shot.
Love sitting in bus stations, sun coming up. In a system that nobody loves. Sitting
right there. In the system that nobody love. You hear that? That's dope.
In bus station, sun coming up. Nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. All we had was us screaming, don't give up. Barely 15, but we had to grow up. Arms full of cuts and nobody to trust. How can you have dreams and you're us? I was always hanging with the
arms full of cuts and nobody to trust. You know, cutting yourself and just it just hits on another level and nowhere to go. So we need to find drugs to help get us through the night. And even at 15, like you're forced to grow up so much quicker. Like Nova just really being vulnerable and raw here and sharing her story and what she's been through.
Nobody to trust. How can you have dreams and you're us? I was always hanging with the lost girls. They're running from the cops, seeing a lot of girls. Can I crash at your house? Nowhere to go, girls. Now the escorts are overdose girls. Oh,
I do like that line. Can I crash at your house? Because they've got nowhere to stay. Feeling lost and wandering.
Now the escorts are overdose girls. Oh, things will sell for a little more liquor. Ooh, now you're homesick for a place that you've never known. Ooh.
That's a great line. Now you're homesick for a place that you've never known. I love the poetry of that. And she's got a nice singing voice, man.
A place that you've never known. Ooh. All we know is climbing fences in the dark. And all we know is growing up was way too hard. And all we know is we missed who we lost in the park. And all we know is perfect people that we are. Nowhere to go but found someone to boo.
Love that. Love that rise. Like everything's just guided by the guitar and her voice. But that crescendo right there. Perfect people that we aren't. I mean, this is the anthem for anyone who's ever been down and out and just feeling lost in this world. And I've said this before. I think, you know, no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, we all experience pain. We all have our form of suffering, you know, and none of us ever have it all together. That's for sure. And if you don't have money and if you come from the wrong area, it's a hell of a lot harder to make it. But we all feel lost. You're not alone in that feeling. And this is, even though this is sad and you think about the lyrics and man, it gets you right there. To me, it's also a song of solidarity. It's also a message from Nova, like I've been through this. You know, you're not alone in your suffering and what you deal with.
Nowhere to go but found someone to boo. Someone got drugs, so tonight it's the moon. Got no one to be and got nothing to do. Barely 15 when we dropped out of school. No one to care.
Someone found drugs because, you know, reality becomes so hard to exist in and to live in that drugs help you to kind of disconnect from that. And they become, ironically, a way to cope. And then you become dependent on the drugs. And then so the vicious cycle just goes round and round.
Got no one to be and got nothing to do. Barely 15 when we dropped out of school. No one to care, nobody to call. Wearing whatever we steal from the mall. Lost a few on the way, paint their names on the walls. I swear that it wasn't our fault. I was always hanging with the lost boys. They're running from the cops, done a lot, boys. They're out there selling rocks, popping off, boys. Now they're doing drugs, so they got shot, boys. Oh, the things you'll do to make time pass quicker. Ooh. Now you
the things you'll do to make time pass quicker. I love that sentiment because obviously that relates again to drugs. And then the lines that she had earlier in the verse, got no one to be. to me, that just registers on a different note. I think I really love just the artistry of this. Like the way that she's kind of, these verses, she's guided by these rap sort of tones, and that just picks up the pace. And then she kind of smooths it out with more of her singing voice. And then she starts to rise, build. And then we have that chorus and that hook hit. And then everything just crescendos out from there. Really good musicality and songwriting.
Time pass quicker. Ooh, ooh. Now you're dope sick in a highway motel alone. Ooh, ooh. All we know is climbing fences in the dark. And all we know is growing up one.
See her distracting the cashier so they can steal from the back.
And all we know is growing up was way too hard. And all we know is we mystery lost in the park. And all we know is perfect people that we are. And all we know is climbing fences in the dark.
Kids in the system that nobody loves. I like how she, there off to the side of the ad-lib, just calls back to the earlier verse. For the ones we lost in the park. Wow. And that's the thing, you know, when you don't have a home, you don't have role models, you don't have loved ones to look out for you, to guide you. So many lives that are lost that nobody is there to appreciate, that go almost nameless except for, you know, the other lost ones, the other ones who were there. And for me, I love the decision of Nova. Like, she's performing, so she's over here. So you have like a performance video happening, and then on the other side of things, you have almost like this documentary style footage of us being there in the moment. But what's interesting is that she isn't one of those characters. So even though the lyrics tell her story and, you know, her suffering and her truths and her wanderings and the things she's been through, like, other people play these parts. And to me, that just, the way that it's written applies to whoever's listening. You know, we can take ourselves and put ourselves as one of those characters. We can put ourselves in that moment. And I think that's what great songwriters do, is that they have a way of taking their pain, of their vulnerabilities, and using the beauty of music to express that. But they write it in a way so that people who are listening, the fans, we can connect with it. We can emotionally attach to it, and we can picture ourselves in these situations. That was a great track from Nova. You were Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys liked today's video. Listen, for some reason you're here at the end, obviously enjoy the content. Do me a huge favor, support the channel directly. Subscribe, notifications on. Really does go a long way. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay positive. Also, don't forget, we got Tom MacDonald coming soon. It is a huge day. It is a Tom and Nova day today. I love you guys. I'll catch you again.